Hey folks, thanks for joining me today. I'm sorry that I kind of got started before you guys. I was just really excited about this one and I forgot to press record. So I eventually did remember, and good thing it was near the very beginning. But this is a natural stone that I collected actually last year, and it's just been sitting here and looking at me, trying to give me inspiration as to what to do with it. And it looks like a sandal, and I think that's what my problem was. I couldn't figure out what to paint on it because I was seeing what was actually there instead of what I could put on it. And it dawned on me, let's make it into kind of like a 3D waterfall kind of scenery. So right at the top of the waterfall there on the stone, there is a lip. So the stone is actually almost carved out. So that's why I was having a hard time trying to think about it. Looked like a sandal and I couldn't get away from that, or a shoe or something like that. Anyways, so I finally figured out what to do. So I'm using a lot of my blending brushes today. I'm doing a lot of blending. You don't have to do as much as I do. I just find sometimes I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I don't let things go and I fiddle with it and then I wreck it and then I got to do it again. Anyways, you'll see that quite a bit in this tutorial. But I really wanted to capture the essence of fall, but that everything's still beautiful and in fall. And I also wanted to keep some of the rock exposed so it was actually a rock in the painting. You'll see what I mean when we get to that point. So right now what I'm doing is the waterfall. So I'm using different colors of blue, and all the colors I use are listed in the description below. So please check that out. But you don't have to use the colors that I use. Just go with whatever's in your stash. You don't really need to worry about running out and getting the same paints. Any kind of color will work. And the beauty of acrylic paints, you can make your own colors with the colors that you have. So very simple, fun, easy to do. I love how you can manipulate the colors, and you can manipulate them so that they're extremely blended or slightly blended, or you can leave the brush strokes in it, or in this case, the blending brush strokes, to give it an illusion of something else. So that's why I love working with acrylic paints, and it's just so much fun. So I am putting on some light parts because so when a waterfall comes over top, it's pretty clear and it's rushing over top of all the rocks. So you have a lot of light glistening off of the rushing water and things like that. So I'm trying to capture that and the different colors because the depths of the rock makes the water either lighter or darker. So I'm just thinking about that while I'm painting. And then when the water hits an obstacle like a rock on the side or the bottom of the waterfall, it sprays up. So the water is filled with air bubbles, which makes it look white. So there's your little tidbit of useless information for today. But anyway, so that's what I'm trying to give the illusion of. And so I'm just adding in some extra dark colors, some extra light colors, just here and there, blending it together, and then doing it again because I tend to overblend and then I've got to redo it. So you can see kind of where on the right side of the rock where I have some white splashing there. So that is going to be a section where I leave open so that it looks like a rock. So the rock is going to shine through as a rock, if you know what I mean. I'm doing the same on the left side of the rock, where there's a little bit of a dip that's in there. So I wanted to work with the shape of the rock as well as continue with giving it the illusion of something beautiful on it. So now I'm putting in some extra light spots onto the rock, or into the waterfall, I should say, and just trying to sort of mimic the way that water would flow and adding in those extra light spots. I also found later that it needed a little bit more, so I did add a little tiny waterfall to the right. And you'll see that when we get there, but it just sort of brought everything all in together. So just keep blending away and until you're happy with it. and just keep going with it. Now, with this part, and I did the same thing on the sky, but I'll probably mention it again there. Because of these blending brushes being so round, I'm able to load paint of two different colors on two different sides of the brush. So I put on a little bit of a white on the top edge and then a little bit of the blue, the light blue, on the bottom edge, so that when I blended it, it actually put the two colors on at the same time. Here you can see where that lip is on the rock, and that's where I'm putting the waterfall, and I'm actually painting on top of it too, so to give it that 3D illusion look. Anyway, so back to how I blend with the white splashes, and I do the same way with the clouds in the sky once I get there. But I just load two different colors on my brush, one on one side, one on the other, and then when I push down on it, it actually gives the illusion of it blending already together, as well as it gives you that really light color, like the white for the splashes on the top, which is where it'll be catching all of the light from the reflection of the sun. And then the dark would be the thicker water, or the water that doesn't have as many air bubbles into it. So it's a very simple, easy technique to do. Anybody can do it. And I'm doing it again right there. And it just makes that illusion that you put an awful lot of effort into it, but you really didn't. Shh, don't tell anybody, it's our secret. So anyways, I just continue on blending with the different colors of blues. I think I used 3 or 4 different colors of blue. And by the end of it, most of them were all sort of smudged together and made these beautiful colors of blue that I end up having. And I just loved it. So, and there you saw I used my finger to take some of the paint off, because my paint, I find these brushes load up really quickly, so you've got to keep cleaning them and wiping them off. So you kind of want to do like a dry brush kind of effect with them. And that's why I wiped it off, because there was too much of a blob of that one color that was put on there. So as you can see, like where I've left the rock coming through, they're now starting to look like rocks, which is really cool. Like I was so amazed and pleased with how this turned out, with leaving those pieces to be like little rocks sort of sticking out, and the water rushing around them, and just to give it that really nice natural feel. I really liked this color of rock, and when it resined, it didn't turn too dark, so that's why I wanted to leave it. If you ever want to know what your rock is going to look like when it's resined, all you have to do is put it in water, because the resin acts the same way as what water would. So add some water, even onto a spot, or like you don't have to submerge the whole thing, but just add some water onto your rock, and that will tell you how dark it will go once you resin it. So that way you have an idea. And that's what I usually do with my rocks, so that I know this one doesn't resin very dark. So it's a light colored stone. So I was able to leave those pieces of rock, and they still stay as the rock color. So you may have noticed that all of a sudden there's greenery on the right side of the waterfall, and I do apologize again. I got excited and I forgot to press record, but I will show you how to do that a little bit later, because I do more on the edge of the rock on the left, and I do some up where I'm putting on the sky right now. So but it's the same concept as how we did the waterfall, where I loaded the brush with a light color of green on one side and a dark color of green on the bottom side. And then when I put the blending brush onto the rock straight up and down, it gives that blended look, and gives you the lights and the darks all in one shot, so you don't have to do it over and over again. Unlike me, who I just constantly do. But anyways, so I'm doing something similar here with the clouds in the sky. So I want the clouds to be really light on the top, and then they're going to sort of fade into the color of the sky, or be a little bit darker than the top, so that you have that illusion of the rock, or sorry, of the clouds. the way that they are in real life. So that's what I'm doing here. And then now I'm just putting on the background. So this will be like the forest that's way off in the distance, that you can't really tell details. Really simple, easy to do. I'm just using the darkest green that I'm using. And I'm just putting it on just to give myself a base coat. Then I go in with my blending brush with a little bit lighter color. I think I used three different colored greens for this one. Um, and I just use my blending brush and I tap them on. They end up looking like bushes, and that's what I love about this. Let me know if you love this by giving me the thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because I post every Friday, and make sure you ring that bell because that will give you a notification every time I post something new. Now I'm just blending some more of the bushes on the left side of the waterfall and leaving a little bit of the stone shine through so it looks like a rock that's coming through that the water's bouncing off of from the waterfall. I'm using the same technique as I have been throughout the entire tutorial by loading my blending brush with a light color and a dark color at the same time and just blending it all together. Um, it's a very quick and easy way to give the illusion of depth in 3D. But I like to, like I just put on a base coat there, so it's a dark color because I do want that dark color to come through a little bit in certain sections. So I can't load my brush with three colors, so this is how I do it. Um, and I certainly give my blending brushes a big workout in this tutorial because I'm constantly using them. They worked amazing for this. And if you want to get your own set, I did leave a link in the description below. I found them on Amazon. Definitely, they're my go-tos. I love them. So now that I've got my blending done, and I've got my scenery sort of started for the background, I want to work on the forefront. So this is going to be an autumn scene. So the leaves are changing and you start to see more of the actual tree rather than the leaves. And I haven't done birch trees in a very long time. So I thought I would give it another go. They're really nice to add into your landscape, and they're really nice, especially if you're doing winter scenes, or if you're doing fall scenes, because I find they're very pretty when it comes to this season of fall. So what I did was I just penciled on very lightly and very quickly, just some guidelines, I guess, of where I want my branches and things like that. And then I'm just going in very loosely with my fine lining brush and just drawing on branches. Now, the tree I'm doing right now is going to be one of the deciduous trees. Maybe it's a maple or an oak. But I just wanted to get the branches on because you will see these through the leaves because there isn't as many on the branches right now. Um, and then I do the same with my birch trees. I just add a little bit just wherever I wanted them. Just know that birch trees grow up and close together, and maple trees and oak trees grow out. So when you're doing your branches where you want to put your leaves, just keep that in mind just to keep it a little bit more realistic. And then on birch trees, they have these dark markings on their bark. So that's what I'm putting on right now. And I'm just using a really dark brown. I think it's burnt umber or something like that. And I'm just using it, and I'm just letting my paintbrush sort of glide across the trunk of the tree just to add these little marks on there. And I think they turned out really well. Something very simple and easy to do, but in the final result, it's amazing. It looks beautiful. So um, you could say it's all in the details, but really these details are very simple to do. So I really hope that you try. If you do, please let me know. Like, head on over to my Facebook page and post on there saying like, hey, I tried this, or maybe take a picture and show it to me. Let me know. I'd love to see it. It's like the best compliment an artist can get is to have somebody try what they've been teaching. So um, definitely, I would love to see your artwork. I'd love to see your accomplishments. and anything that you've learned from me. I would love to know. You can leave me a comment below as well, and just let me know like what you liked about this tutorial, what you didn't like, what is something that you want to see. Did you learn something from this one? I'm always interested to know what you guys think. So, and if anything that I can do to improve, let me know. I'll do what I can for you guys, because I love doing this. So back to the painting. So I did the birch trees, and what I did again was I loaded my brush with a yellow on one side and then a green on the other side, and I just blended it in because birch trees, they turn yellow in the fall. So that's why I did that. And then I did my, I guess it's a maple tree, and I used orange and some of a lighter yellow. I sat back and looked at this painting and I thought, something's missing. Where does the water go? So I added in the river part. So I just took some dark blue paint and I painted over top of the greenery that I had at the bottom. And that's another beauty thing. Once your acrylic paint is dry, you can paint over top of it with another color and it works. It's awesome. So another reason why I like acrylic painting. And then I just added a few little white bloops there so that it gives the illusion of light and movement. And then I just added a little bit more lighter green into the greenery using the same technique that I've been using throughout. I also put in some glitter varnish into the waterfall just to give it that extra gleam once it gets resined, and it looks fabulous. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it. So get creative.